Michael Morales Torres para Lucha Libre Online, la marca número 1 de Pro Wrestling y Combat Sports en el mundo. Mi co-host para la noche de hoy, Isa muestra a Roman como si fuese el Lion King, que está también con nosotros. Roman nos acompaña. Y nuestra invitada especial llega en directo desde París, Francia, nacida en Béziers, ex superestrella de la WWE, superestrella actualmente de WXW en Alemania, ciudadana del mundo de French Hope. Amale llega por primera vez a Lucha Libre Online. Amale, it is such an honor for us to have you as our guest. How are you doing today?
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Your Spanish is so fluid. It's so impressive.
Thank you. Actually, yeah, our first language is Spanish, and I don't know, for some reason I speak extremely fast, so apologies if I go too fast. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I believe Isa will have the first question, and that'll be a normal speed, I promise.
No problem.
Amale, thank you so much for your time. I'm so excited to talk to you today. And I guess I'll just start with a very basic question. How did you get started in the wrestling industry?
Thanks for having me, guys. First of all, I was watching wrestling when I was younger because my father was a huge fan of pro wrestling. He was a Triple H and Shawn Michaels fan, so we used to watch it like with all my family. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters, so it was like a time while we spent it with family. So I just enjoyed it, and I just like fall in love with wrestling. I just wanted to try it. So I tried it in south of France. Then I realized it was all I wanted to be and to do with my life. So I started to train and to travel across France because there wasn't a lot of wrestling in south of France, and that's how I became a professional wrestling fan.
I have a question, and it's the fact that you were also a teacher or a professor. How did you manage to do that, full transition from becoming a teacher or a professor to become a pro wrestler? Because both are so different. Those are different worlds, different schedules. How do you manage to, first of all, do both at the same time and to manage the transition?
It's different, but it has a lot of similarity, I will say. So I always wanted to be a professional wrestler, but like in France, as I said, it was very hard to get anything. So I always had in the back of my mind, think about something else because you cannot do this forever. It's really short time jobs. So I was a law school student. I wanted to become a lawyer, but then while I was at school, I had another job, and I was teaching kids at school, helping them with their homework and stuff like that. And I just fell in love with teaching, and I was like, oh, maybe I could do that. And at the same time, with teaching, you have all your weekends free and you have holidays and stuff like that. So I was like, it's probably the perfect match. So during the week, I was working all week with kids from 4 years old to 12 years old. And during the weekend, I was traveling. Most of the time, it was the time while I was in the WXW, so I was traveling a lot as well. But yeah, when you have that passion, I think you are able to do anything.
You had to be the coolest teacher ever. Like, I would have loved to be learning from a teacher. My teacher wanted to be a wrestler.
Thanks so much.
You mentioned you watched it with your father, and he was a big wrestling fan. Who exactly inspired you? Was this? I know you wanted to do it your whole life, but who was the wrestler or the moment that inspired you and said to you, "This is what I want to do"?
I was looking up to Mickey James a lot when I was younger. It really inspired me, but looking back, I'm like, I probably wanted to like my father inspired me in a sense as well, because he was this huge wrestling fan, and he was like looking at them like they were heroes, so I wanted to, like my father to look at me like this probably as well. And I just fall in love with the whole industry, the fact that it's sports but entertainment at the same time, the combination of these both things. Like, you cannot see this on like anything else than professional wrestling. So yeah.
And you mentioned, not having a lot of wrestling around where you grew up, which, you had to travel. How much does it mean to you now to be able to inspire people that are from where you're from, connected, to your roots?
It does mean a lot because when I was younger, I thought all of this was impossible because I didn't had anyone to look up to. I wasn't like, oh, this girl is French, this girl is Moroccan, so I can do it too. So what I'm trying to do, and I hope that's how people feel, but I'm trying to like make people feel like everything is possible. You keep hope alive, and if you work hard enough, you can get it, even if no one else before have done it, you know. So it is
I
really
love
important
that.
to me, even with the French people. But yeah, this is something I really care about.
Yeah.
Amel, usually, obviously, the dream, it's beautiful before tasting the ring. The first bump, it's usually really hard. I've been there, all of us been there. What do you recall of that, first bump inside the ring and that first match you had as a pro wrestler? Like, was it what you expected? You liked it?
As a fan, I was watching WWE and like pro wrestling in general, and I was thinking this is really cool, but this looks really like fluid. It looks easy kind of when you look at it on TV, because they are professional wrestlers and they've been working their whole life to make it look easy, but it doesn't make it easy. And I found it out during my first professional wrestling training. Yeah, that first bump, when you're not used to it, even like jumping on your back, it's not like natural for human body. You have this fear, you don't want to get hurt and stuff like that, but yeah, you just have to go with the flow. I remember I did my very first training with one of my best friend at that time, and she took her first bump, and like it cut her breath out. I don't know if we said how, like this in English, but she couldn't breathe, and she just started crying, like, because it's painful. It's not easy. That's that's how people need to look at it. It needs like hard work, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I found it out, but I just kept going.
Yeah, you kept going all the way to WWE. Who contacted you originally from WWE? What was that like for you?
Originally, they had a tryout in Germany, German tryout, and I was part of the tryout. So I received an email. I think that was from Canyon Simon at that time. And then I was playing for the Mayan Classic 3. They were looking for a French female to represent France at that time. And then the Mayan Classic never happened. So they told me, oh, come to NXT UK and we'll see what's next for you, and that's it. Yeah, so it was just someone from the office, and that's it.
What do you recall from your first night at NXT UK, like that first, big break? What do you recall from that night? How do you feel?
That was really special. It was a kind of big crowd. It was before the COVID. We had like big names in NXT UK. It was really impressive for someone like me who come from France. Big stage, big arena, a lot of like camera and stuff like that. I wasn't used to that in France, but fortunately I had this experience with WXW who helped me get to that level, to WWE level. So I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, it was an honor. First French female in the WWE. I was so excited. That was really cool. Thank you.
I wanted to go back a little bit prior to you get that
Sure.
part. So prior to WWE, Amel had a huge career inside WXW, which is one of the toughest companies inside Europe. Like, they are stiff. But you had the honor to become the WXW Women's Champion back then. And you were actually signed to WWE, as far as I recall, while having the belt in your power.
Yeah.
So the two questions from me. The first one will be, what do you recall, or what do you remember the night you won the title at WXW? How do you felt? How was the ambience? Who gave you the notice that, hey, we're putting the belt on you? Do you know that whole experience? How was it?
It was really, really special. And they gave me the title right, like I think it was 2 months, not even after I got there. So it was really an honor, but it was also like, it was exciting but scary at the same time. I just wanted to do good. I wanted to improve, to get more experience. And that was the best thing that happened to me in professional wrestling, be able to be in this huge company, having all the coverage that they have. They gave me some incredible matches with one of the best athletes in the world. So I will be really very grateful for that. I remember the night where I won the title. It was really special because it was a fatal four-way with big names like Tony Storm, Kilo Kelly, Eva Valkyrie. Tony Storm had the title at the time, so everybody, like, I wasn't a big name at that time, especially in Europe. I was more of a big name in France. So I kind of came from nowhere, nobody expected me to win. But that's what I like about wrestling, people that you don't expect them to be where they are. And that's the people that inspire me the most. So that was really an honor. That was incredible night.
And my second question regarding that topic as well, WXW.
Oh, sorry.
you've faced a lot of people inside the industry so far, top talent everywhere. But in WXW, I mean, you had great matches in NXT UK, but my favorite ones so far are the WXW ones. Who was your favorite opponent at WXW? In Puerto Rico, we had the opportunity to see it through the streaming service online, but who was your favorite opponent inside WXW?
In the WXW, I love sharing the ring with Eva Valkyrie, Killer Kelly. Tony Storm is an incredible professional wrestler, but I will always have something special for Meiko Satomura, and that match was really something that really helped me. The promo, everything which was around the match, I think it really helped me grow as a professional wrestler and as a heel as well. So yeah, I would say you make customer.
Love it.
Yeah,
Isa.
that was an incredible match. If you can tell us a little bit more about the match itself and how did you guys work it out, that would be incredible, because it was on our list of questions we really wanted to get into.
So when I met her in the WXW, I was really impressed. I just wanted to do my best and everything. We managed to put together the match because she didn't speak like a proper English at that time, so it was really hard. But when you love it, you just show each other what you need to do, and it's just you make it simple. But yeah, I just try to listen to her as much as possible and try to get the most advice as possible. I remember it was really special as well because I was at that time really scary about doing interviews and talking in the mic because English is my third language, so I wasn't as comfortable as I am today. And they asked me, the WXW asked me to do a promo after the match. So you have to remember the match, you have to remember the promo, and then just do I remember just being so nervous about it, but at the end, just thanking them. I remember telling to WXW, why are you doing me this? Why are you making me, putting me in this position? They were like, because we believe in you and we know you can do it. So just do it and you're going to get more experience. Next time you're going to feel more comfortable. It's just going to get easier. So I'm just so grateful about everything they did for me at that time.
That is amazing. I love to hear the story about how you guys put that together, especially between the language barriers. You still were able to create something incredible. Now, going back to something that you said on the beginning, was that your dad was a big Triple H and Shawn Michaels fan. So how was it working with the brilliant minds of Triple H and Shawn Michaels, being part of the NXT UK? People that your father idolized, now you're working with them. How was that?
It's just even thinking about it right now, it's just did it even happen? Yeah, it was really incredible. I remember once we had a meeting with Triple H. We were all on Zoom and stuff like that, and I was with my father, and he was like looking at the screen, seeing Triple H talking to me. Like that was really something special. I remember before I had that match with Meiko's Tamura, I had a call with Shawn Michaels as well, and it was a very special call. And it did really help me feel like I belong there and stuff like that. So yeah, I really appreciate these two people, and I think they are brilliant and great mind for professional wrestling.
I agree. And what are your thoughts on NXT UK now transitioning into NXT Europe?
NXT UK was really cool, but I feel like NXT Europe is gonna be bigger, more special. I feel like it's gonna have more opportunities for everyone across Europe. I feel like they were more focused on the UK people before. Maybe it's gonna be different. I'm really happy because it's gonna I feel like there are gonna be opportunities for French people. They talked about Paris as well. I know they always love the atmosphere when they go. They have shows in Paris, so I feel like it's gonna be really cool. And just to think that like all the French wrestlers are going to be part of this is just amazing, and I'm just looking forward to it.
Amale, as the first woman from France that had the opportunity to sign with the WWE, and if I'm not mistaken as well, the first Moroccan woman as well being signed to.
I think Layla El was Moroccan as well. She
okay.
was like Moroccan English.
Okay. Perfect. That explains. So the second Moroccan, first French woman.
French.
Perfect, which is amazing.
Exactly.
You had the opportunity to be on top of the card in NXT UK for the NXT UK Women's Championship, and at the other side of the ring, your eternal rival, the person you grew up, watching, and that inspire you as well, and you had the opportunity to learn from her. It's Meiko Satomura. You're facing her for the maximum title in that main event scene. Do you ever expected that your career and your pathway, basically you were doing this in WXW, do you ever expected that match to happen on WWE and that you were going to be on a main event going for a title against Meiko Satomura one more time? Like, how do you felt with this full circle moment?
That was something really cool because, like you said, I met Meiko in WXW like a year before, I think. So that was a special moment, but I felt like it just helped me step up a bit more. And I think at that time I didn't realize straight away what that meant for me. Just like being in a title match in the WWE, this is not something everybody has the chance to get. So and I feel like as well after that I started to establish myself as well a bit more, a bit stronger. Before that I didn't have, I think I had only one win before that. So my goal the year before that was just to win one match in the WWE, and then I won one match, and then I had a title match. I was like, and then I kept winning afterwards as well as a heel. So it was a really special moment, also because I faced her before. It was the fan made it special as well, because it was during COVID, so we were taping with no fans at that time, but it did make it special because there were no spoilers, just because there was no fan, and because we are taped in advance, we cannot avoid spoilers, of course. But that match was really special. There were no spoilers, everybody was into it, and the fans allowed me to tell my story, to tell the story of that match, and I really felt like a professional wrestler during and after that match. So yeah, I'm really thankful for that.
The NXT UK women's division was something really special. There was Amale, there also was Meiko Satomura, we have Ayla Dawn, we have Ginny. There were a lot of talented women out there. What do you learn from working with such an incredible female roster inside NXT UK?
It's very helpful because there's different people from different countries, different styles, and you can learn from each other. So I think this is really important to have this kind of locker room as well.
And speaking of this locker room, that you got to share the locker room with a lot of really smart, people. You got to work with a lot of brilliant minds. So I have to ask, what was the best advice that you received from the industry?
All this not giving up mentality really helped me get through everything in my life, even all what I'm trying to get my gimmick around, like French hope never dies, keep hope alive. I'm just trying to make it fit into my life and just keep going no matter what, because it's not the final destination that counts, it's how you get there, the whole way, your path. And this is how you tell a story, and this is how you become a professional wrestler. So yeah, I think this is the best one.
And what advice do you have for somebody watching wrestling, maybe little girls watching wrestling with their dads today? What is your advice for those girls that are looking at people like you on the screen saying, I wonder if I could do that someday? What advice do you have for them?
The advice I will have is just do whatever you want, do whatever makes you feel alive. Don't think about what people will say, what your parents will say. Sometimes even your family, they are too scary for you. They want you the best for you, but sometimes it's not what you need. Even if sometimes you need to put yourself in danger to get where you want. So yeah, just believe in themselves, and I just want to prove that you can be whatever you want and do whatever you want, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from.
Amale, Pakistan, what the heck happened there? Like suddenly I'm on Amale's social media seeing her stories, and there's a lot of people, there's a lot of media, everyone is around Amale. Where's Amale located? And suddenly she plays the pin, Pakistan. You were doing pro wrestling in Pakistan. How was that experience? It's bizarre.
It's so crazy. Like it was an amazing experience. So I used to work with Bachapa Warkan. He's a Pakistani and French professor, and he just contacted me. He was like, oh, we used to have really big shows in Pakistan. I think the last one, they have more than 30,000 people in the arena, so that's really a huge crowd. So he was like, oh, do you want to come? Do you want to join for the next one? We have 1 week of just TV media. Just come around, and then for the next one, we're gonna have 2 shows. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it was unbelievable. We were treating like really real stars, escorting everywhere. And it was really special as well, because there was how would you say that, sorry, in Pakistan there were flood, so people were underwater for several months. They lost their family, their home, everything, and we were raising money to help them through this situation. So like this was really it did meant a lot to me, because we were talking to kids, we met them as well. And yeah, the purpose of all this is just trying to help people with what we can do the best. So this was really important to me as well.
Before we go to Isa's last question, I want to ask one more. Isa, my bad, but I need
problem.
to ask this.
No worries. It's fine.
You had the opportunity to return home. I saw the videos. You were not doing pro wrestling. You were doing catch. The audience was wild. France loved Amale. How do you feel returning home?
That's so special, being back home. This means a lot to me. Everybody was so welcoming. I didn't expect people to keep following me that's much and that hard, that strong after WWE, I will say. But just realize people love me for who I am and what I can do in the ring, and not only because I'm part of the WWE. So this made my heart like really full, and I had the best time. I was in France last week as well. It was like the same. The atmosphere is really incredible. unbelievable, and I am not the only one feeling that in France. We've heard a lot of superstars talking about WWE France live events where the crowd was unbelievable and just amazing. So everyone feels this when they're in France. So this makes me really proud.
Yeah, I was going to ask in regards to WWE in Paris, you know, them coming to Paris, how do you feel about it? And you know, what would that mean to you if you were able to be part of that card?
But Amale was on the show, actually. Amale had the opportunity to
Yeah,
be inside the same WWE ring with her
Oh,
audience
in
in
I was
Paris.
talking about the future
Yeah.
here. You're talking about, okay.
No,
okay.
No,
let's
it
go
was
to the past.
last year.
Yeah.
Let's go to the past. Amale, you
Yeah,
were in
it
the
was
same
last
ring
year
with
in
them.
April, and I was. It wasn't playing in the first place, so I was there. They were like, "Oh, come hang out and see people and stuff like that." Oh, I was alright. I was in the backstage, and one of the PR just took me, and he was like, "Oh, let's take pictures in front of the entrance." It was before the match, and we went there, and everyone ringside had signs writing, "We want ML." Blue, white, and red. Everybody's was like that, and he told me just go with them, take pictures. It's gonna be cool. And after that, he came back to me just before the intermission, and he was like, "Oh, they loved how people are reacting for you here. So after the intermission, you're gonna go back in the ring, and you're gonna announce the rest of the night." So it was really, 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 really special.
I love
12,000 people in the arena. It was full. It was packed. Everybody was chanting. That was really special. And I felt like this is the life I want. This is what I want to do the rest of my life. And even when I was just small thing, but on the bus with them, on the hotel and everything, you feel the atmosphere of it, and just this is what I want to do. And I found it.
I love that for you. That had to be a feeling that you are never going to forget. What are you currently working on, you know, at the moment? What are your current projects, and where do you see yourself in the future?
So at the moment, I'm just focusing on what I'm doing day by day. I'm not like trying to look too far away in my life, but I'm just focusing, trying to get in the best shape of my life, trying to make as much content as possible, trying to wrestle as much as possible, trying to travel. And it's going great at the moment. I've been to Holland, Germany, I've been back to France, I've been to Pakistan, like we said before. I'm going to Italy, I'm going to Morocco this week, but it's not for wrestling. And then I'm going to Italy for wrestling. Yeah, I'm just like trying to keep myself busy and working, because if there's any opportunity in the next month or weeks or years, I want to be ready for any of them. Even if it's not WWE, it can be anything else, you know.
That's so freaking cool. Amel, if you allow me, I'm gonna say something in Spanish as well.
Sure.
Las redes sociales de ella están aquí abajo ya hace rato, gracias a Jacobo, pero Amel está disponible para bookings en todo el mundo. Si la quieres en México, en Chile, en Puerto Rico, en Colombia, Argentina, Panamá, donde sea, hay un lugar para buscarla, y es Amale, A-M-A-L-E, o Amale o Amel.contactpro@gmail.com, amel.contactpro@gmail.com. Ahí la pueden conseguir para bookings a través de todo el mundo. Luchadora aprobada en WWE, en NXT UK, con Meiko Satomura, luchó en Pakistán, Alemania, Francia, el mundo entero. Así que próximamente en Italia, dense la oportunidad. También tiene su canal de Twitch, pueden ir directamente a buscarla en su canal de Twitch. Tiene su Discord también, tiene su mercancía en Big Cartel ubicada en Amale o en FrenchHope.bigcartel.com. De igual manera, ahí está haciendo muchas cosas disponibles. Está en todas las redes sociales, está en TikTok, está en Instagram, está en Twitter, está en todos lados ubicada, Snapchat, etcétera, etcétera. Así que vayan directamente a sus redes sociales, suscríbanse a sus proyectos, y es Amel_French_Hope en Instagram, como aparece aquí a la parte de abajo. Así que hagan clic, adquieran sus productos, y a los promotores, créanme, esto es un talento que sí vale la pena Así que no pierdan el tiempo, contáctenla y llévenla a sus países because it's worth it. Amale, on behalf of Lucha Libre Online and the Latin American community, just wanted to thank you so much for your time today. It's been
Gracias.
and in Spanish. Wait. Do you know Spanish? Because you're proximity to Spain.
I understand pretty much everything you said. I used to do Spanish when I was in school, but I'm not very fluid talking, but I did understand everything you said.
Oh, that's really nice. So, Amale, gracias a ti. Thank you for being here, for the opportunity. It's been an absolute honor for Isa and me. And let's wrap this up.
Thank you so much, Amale.
Let's wrap this up in Espanol. Isa, do you want to close it? Did I close it or does Roman close it?
You can close it, Michael. Do your thing.
Why not Roman? Why not Roman? Well, I'm just kidding. So let's wrap this up en español. The French Hope, la primera luchadora en la historia de Francia en firmar con la WWE, el futuro de Europa. Amale, Isa Ramos y Michael Morales Torres y Roman también hizo un cambio, estuvo por ahí para Lucha Libre Online, la marca número 1 de Pro Wrestling y Combat Sports en el mundo. Será hasta la próxima.